Hi Leo, my name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for joining me for your November 2015 forecast for the month. It is a beautiful East Coast fall day, and I am surrounded by such beautiful nature right now. There's some deer in the yard, and there's fall colors everywhere. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in, subscribing, liking, sharing these posts, and participating on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison, Astrology and Tarot. I love reading for you, so also thank you for choosing me to do so. Let's get started. I wanted to also say the intro music you're listening to is from my band's new iTunes release, The Ethers. I won't inundate you with too much information regarding that, but if you are interested, we are at ethersmusic.com, and our YouTube channel is Ethers Music. Okay, let's get to the astrology because that is why I'm here, and so are you. On the 2nd of November, Mercury makes his transit into the sign of Scorpio, and there's all things fourth house for you, Leo. The fourth house of home, environment, the fourth house of mother, and it's the deepest house on the astrological wheel. It's your foundation. It's where you're from. It's your heart and soul. Having Mercury there, this is expression, communication, study, intellect, the mind, mental agility, local travel, siblings, the car, the vehicle. You're sticking close to home or wanting to communicate close to home at the top of the month. Mercury will transit quickly again this month, so he's there for 18 days, starting the 2nd of November. On the 8th of November, Venus exits Virgo and enters the sign of Libra, affecting the third house of communications. You know, I'm so sorry. The fourth house is not the vehicle, and that's the third house. I was a little bit ahead of myself because the fourth and third house are so affected. The third house is siblings. The third house is vehicle. The fourth house is home, foundation, environment, the maternal instinct, communication with your mother. So I'm sorry for that. Let me back up. Venus in the third house affects the vehicle. Venus affects the third house of siblings, but this is a smoothing over energy. This is harmony. Venus is balance. Venus is beauty. Venus is money. Ruling both Taurus and Libra, Venus is sensuality, the Taurian energy, and Libra, the balance, the smoothing over. So Venus in Libra through the 4th of December, Mercury is stationed in your 4th house for those 18 days, that is accurate. But Venus in the sign of Libra through the 4th of December gives you some time, a little less than a month, with her in the communication sector of the 3rd house. New vehicles, actually. Shining up the vehicle. If you can't afford a new ride, your ride's going to look like it's new. Venus is a beautification planet. Also, the relationship with your siblings will go smoothly. And throughout the holiday, the Thanksgiving holiday, that is spectacular sibling energy for sitting at the table. And when Venus does enter Libra, it triggers the cardinal sign activity. Uranus stationed in Aries, another cardinal sign. This is creating a square when Venus transits through Libra. The square isn't exactly the best positioning. It does create challenges, but they're here. The challenges are there with Venus in that sector, so they're to be recognized and then smoothed over and dealt with. And this is an effortless energy with Venus helping in the 3rd house. On the 11th, 11/11, Veterans Day, there is our new moon at 19 degrees of Scorpio, where the 4th house Scorpion energy is conjunct Mercury. So, 4th house, home, new environment, 4th house of new foundation. Perhaps some of you are looking to make some new walls around you, to create some new space. This is trining Chiron in Pisces, the wounded healer in the 8th house of shared resources and intimacies, the 8th house of settlements. Perhaps some of you are receiving income in order to move. If you're looking for a place, the new moon on the 11th is perfect day to set your intentions for that 28-day lunar cycle, as well as for the full year. This is the only new moon you'll receive in the 4th house. So take advantage of that if you want to create some new energy around you, some new space. On the 12th of November, Mars follows Venus and enters Libra, boyfriend and girlfriend energy. Mars and Venus are like this around the astrological wheel. Again, igniting the cardinal energies. Mars in the 3rd house of communication, stimulation, energy, the desire to communicate. Mars will be there through the 3rd of January 2016. He takes a little longer to transit than Mercury and Venus do, so he has got longer with you in that sector. The energy for local travel, the energy for short trips and drives with the vehicle, the energy to express yourself, and the energy to do so with siblings and neighbors. 3rd house of the neighborhood, what's in your area. A lot of local scene is happening for you with Mars in the 3rd. Mars and Venus in the 3rd. On the 20th of November, Mercury makes his quick transit 18 days later out of Scorpio into the sign of Sagittarius, another fire sign, a brother and sister fire sign. So this ignites the 5th house, your natural ruling space on the solar wheel, the 5th house of adventure, of romance, true love, fun, children, leisure, pleasure, gambling. The 5th house of creative, entrepreneurial endeavors. What do you do for fun? Mercury's there, ready to express himself in this fun energy just before Thanksgiving. He's there through the 9th of December. Beautiful time for Leos to get out, be social. Mercury in the 5th is a very social placement for you, Lions. So you will have a lot to say. And 2 days later, on the 22nd, the fun and the sun follow suit, because the sun enters Sagittarius as well, conjunct Mercury. Expressive energy with Mercury, warmth of the sun, the god, the life force. Wherever he goes, we follow. He's in your 5th house, your solar 5th house that you naturally govern on the astrological wheel. So this is good news. This is a lot of fun and a lot of relaxing energy, pleasure. What do you do for pleasure? On the 25th, we have our full moon at 3 degrees of Gemini. Now this full moon is a little bit earlier. Gemini's full moon usually happens in December. I'm sorry if you can hear that buzzing. I am outdoors and some of the neighbors are overzealous in the fall on the East Coast, so I hope that dissipates shortly. The full moon bringing an ending, an awareness, a culmination in the 11th house of friendships, the 11th house of goals. Perhaps some of you Leos are seeing a completion of a goal that you had started either a year ago or maybe a 28-day lunar cycle ago. But this full moon trines both Mars and Venus in that sign of Libra, the air sign, so an air trine, the full moon. So the 3rd house of friendships, the 3rd house of communication and the 11th house of friendships, or the 11th house of goals and hopes and wishes, and the 3rd house of the vehicle and the expressive energy of your studies, or for you writers out there, this could be the finishing or the harmonious energy to finish a writing project, a goal of a writing project that you had started, which I'm actually hearing. Submitting your final draft for those of you independent writers, freelance writers out there. By the end of the month, both Neptune and Chiron are direct in Pisces, your 8th house of intimacy and settlements and shared resources and sex and death and all things mystery and occult. So perfect time for the fall to have those planets direct in the 8th. You know, a direct Chiron, the wounded healer, an asteroid, is about healing in the 8th house. Perhaps some of you have lost people in the 8th house of death And this asteroid now direct will enhance the ability to release and heal from that loss. Neptune direct puts on his rose-colored glasses, and he's a little bit of a drinker and a little bit delusional, and he's nebulous and smoky, and when he's retrograde, you see more clearly in this sector. Now that he's direct, you kind of go through the 8th house with a little bit of denial in your minds, which sometimes, sometimes works out clearly and works out splendidly, because ignorance can be bliss. That expression can be true. So let me get to the cards. I'm sticking to the theme of this month because I'm recording these a little bit before Halloween. I'm using the Tarot of the Witches by Fergus Hall with the Emperor on the back. It's a great cartoon-like deck. I also thought it was apropos. I am being interviewed tomorrow via Skype by Joanna DeVoe, the kick-ass witch who puts the K back in magic. And she had contacted me for an interview, so we're doing that as well. We're keeping it real witchy here. And I also have the Goddess Alive radio show the following day on the 29th, where I'll be taking callers live at the Mother House of the Goddess Alive Radio. So you want to tune into that at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. And let's get to the cards. It's a simple crisscross design on the back. And if you'd like a reading with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. Leo, let us see what your November cards hold for the month. First card. The Ace of Batons, Ace of Wands, Ace of Fire, Ace of Staves, whatever you prefer to call it, it's the same thing. It's actually the initiation of a creative endeavor. And I said this in another reading when I pulled this. This looks like a barbershop pull to me. Some of you might be going independently, creatively, either doing hair or inspired creatively to open your own shop up of some sort. Hair and makeup or whatever's expressive. It just looked like a barbershop pull. It doesn't have to be hair and makeup, but I wanted to say that because I'm feeling it. I also think this is about the seed of fertility. So for those of you trying to get pregnant, the Ace of Fire is very successful for that. Oh, do you see that cat behind me? Hi. Aww. It's like Wild Kingdom out here. There were some deer earlier, and there's squirrels and leaves dropping everywhere. It's just spectacular energy. The Knight of Coins, the protector of your health and your wealth. See how cool? Look at these illustrations. They're so cartoon-like and perfect for Halloween. Some of the dudes are wearing makeup on here and skirts and all sorts of things. Okay. Protector of your health and wealth when it comes to creative inspiration. Don't be nervous about taking leaps of faith regarding health insurance if you're starting your own business. Things will work out very smoothly for you. Oh, how beautiful. The moon. Look at that. This moon has some Dia de los Muertos makeup on right there. Psychic ability, intuition, emotional energy, but we do have our new moon in Scorpio, which is the very watery realm of the moon. We also have our full moon in Gemini in the 11th house of goals. Your intuition is spot on regarding what you need to achieve. Don't let anyone deter you. 5 of Cups. There could be some emotional energy around you right now, Leo. And maybe if some of you Leos have lost relatives or friends, or there's some heartache regarding people who have gone away, abandonment, sorrow, feeling like you're missing out on something, just know that your original idea, your original passion, the fire within you, is really the one thing that you can trust and you can rely on right now. Release the sorrow. There's another card, the 7 of Cups. Fulfillment in emotional desires. I love the heart in the center. your emotions are activated here. You've got 2 cup cards and the moon, but you have to keep in mind, as long as you have your health, that is your wealth. So you have to take care of you and remain true to what your personal desires have always been, regardless of your relationship. For those of you in relationship, remain your individual, even if you're in the relationship, because I feel like some of this mode could be, don't allow the relationship to overcome what you're now passionate about. Stay true to what your original intentions were. That's what actually got you in the relationship. Stay true to your original intentions. That is what got you in the relationship. That's a message. Don't go changing now what you need to do because of the relationship. Maybe if it works for you, it works for you. But I do feel like you should stay true to your original goals regarding your finances and your health and wealth, and all of the emotions will fall into play. Everything will fall into its right place. And the moon could make you a little bit emotional or romantic, and maybe even have some premonitions or dreams, intuitive dreams about where you're being led as far as that Ace of Wands. I hope I don't get blown away out here. It's beautiful though. I want to thank you for joining me. Leo, I'm wishing you a sweet November, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.